Have you ever felt like if one more thing goes wrong, I am going to lose it? I cannot take one more piece of bad news. I cannot carry anything else. Life is just lifing. It's just too heavy right now. It's way too sad. I'm feeling defeated. I'm feeling downtrodden. And if one more thing happens, I'm going to lose it. Have you ever felt that way? What if I told you that one of the reasons that you're feeling that way is because you're carrying things that you weren't meant to carry? Because you're carrying things that you don't have to carry. You're allowed to have a light load. You're allowed to experience goodness and all things light, airy, fluffy. You're allowed to have the weight of a feather, which is incredibly light. You're allowed to have those things. And so I want to talk to you about why you don't have to carry it all and why you should give yourself permission to not carry it all. Hey girl, thank you for joining me on this live. I am on a flight from New Orleans to Dallas, and then from Dallas I'll be going home. But it never fails, never fails, never fails. Got another lesson while at the airport, and I'm gonna tell you what it's all about in just a few seconds. Hey girl, thank you for joining me. If this is your first time, hi. My name is Shamika. I am your best friend, your little sister, your big sister, your friendly neighbor, your travel partner, your business partner, your accountability partner, your prayer partner, all of the things. And I help women find the very best version of themselves and discover their inner power and elevate in every area of their life. So if that is your vibe, stick around and subscribe. I would love to have you as a part of this community. We create comfort surrounding slow mornings and all things feminine power. And so we would love to have you over here where we just simply believe that every day in every way we get better and better. Okay, girl, so it just never fails. There is always something that happens in the airport that is such a life lesson for me. So I am in the airport this morning with my nephew, and I have to go to the desk because for some reason it wouldn't let me check in my nephew on the Delta app. So I had to go to the ticket counter. I get to the ticket counter. In front of me is a couple that is arguing, and the wife has a huge suitcase, and the suitcase was very much so oversized and overstuffed. And so her husband was saying, I told you not to take all of that. I told you not to carry all of this. You didn't have to bring this with you. You didn't have to bring that with you. Now we have to pay all of this money because your luggage is overstuffed. This is costing me. I don't want to have to pay any extra money. You should have just listened to me. You didn't have to carry this. You didn't have to carry that. Such a life lesson. How many of us are overstuffing? And when I tell you, this lady was trying to get everything in there, she was sitting on top of the luggage trying to get stuff in there. How many of us are carrying so much baggage that we don't have to carry? How many times have you carried a burden that wasn't yours? Carrying the burden of your past, the burden of a traumatic childhood that you never got help with, that you never went to counseling for, that you never unpacked, that you never dealt with the hurt that little you went through. And so now adult you is carrying around all of that baggage. And like the husband was so mad, like, now it's costing me this and it's costing me that. What is it costing you? Because you're carrying around things that you should have unpacked a long time ago, dealt with it, and disregarded it. Not disregard it in a way that it just didn't matter, but don't carry it around. Don't lug it around from one relationship to the other, or from one city to the other, or from one job to the other, one house to the other. Listen, stop what you're doing right now and go unpack. Get rid of what you don't need, what is no longer serving you. I was having a conversation with my brother over the weekend, and he was telling me how anger is the most unserving emotion. He said, think about it. Anger does absolutely nothing for you. He said, sadness makes you feel empathetic, I think he said. Happiness makes you feel alive. He was feeding me some amazing things. And then he said, then you get to anger. What does anger do? How does it serve you? If you are dealing with any emotion, any life experience that is no longer serving you, unpack and get rid of it. Why keep it? When I tell you, this lady was so insistent on keeping every single thing, and I was so shocked when she opened her luggage. It was more than clothes in there. It was like bags and like bags on bags. It was just really weird. And her husband was so annoyed. You could tell that she's like a hoarder type. So her husband was so annoyed, like, you didn't have to bring that. He was so irritated. That is such a gut check. What are you carrying around? Even if it's negative words that were spoken over you, they don't serve you in any way. Get rid of them. You can bring them up. You can address them. You can even look in the mirror and talk to the person that spoke those over you and say, listen, I rebuke those words. I don't receive them. I return them to the sender. They don't serve me. They're not meant for me. They don't belong to me. They don't define me. I don't want them. Unpack it and disregard it. Get rid of whatever you are carrying around, even if it's undressed wound. You know how you've seen people with open wounds? If it's an open wound that you've never addressed, take it to someone and then let them help you dress it. That someone could be your pastor. That someone could be a sibling, a confidant, your bestie, your husband, your wife, a counselor, a therapist, even the person that caused the wounds. If you need to go there and get some type of closure to get rid of that, do what you have to do so that you're not carrying this huge luggage around that's full of stuff that you don't need. Also, you don't have to carry things for other people. So if someone brings you a problem, it's not your load to bear. It's not your load to carry. Offer them what you can offer them. A lot of times nowadays, I can offer you prayer, and that's almost all that I can offer because I can't carry something that doesn't belong to me. My hands are too full with the goodness that I'm experiencing in my life. I don't need to make room for things that are heavy and that are weighing me down, me carrying the load of other people's burden. I don't have room for that in my life because I am hyper focused on making sure that I am okay mentally and emotionally and spiritually and physically and all of those things. I'm making sure that I'm okay. So I don't have the capacity to carry your load. And that doesn't make you selfish. That makes you wise. That makes you smart. That makes you self-centered. And self-centered people get a bad rep. No, you're allowed to be self-centered. You're allowed to decenter anything and anyone that is trying to give you a load to carry. No, carry your own burden. Carry your own stuff. So many of us are living life like that lady's suitcase. We are overpacked with pressure. We are overstuffed with everyone else's needs and feelings and emotions and their past experiences. And we're heavy with things that we were never meant to carry in the first place. But we don't stop. We refuse to stop. Like her, she was so dead set on making everything fit that she wasn't even listening to her husband, who was telling her, you can take some of it out and put it in my suitcase. That's another lesson. If someone is offering you help, take the help. If someone is offering to help you share the load that you're carrying or to in some way make what you're carrying a little bit lighter of a load, accept the help. A lot of times we feel like we're self-sufficient, and being open to help makes us weak. It doesn't make you weak. It makes you amazingly wise. Like, why carry something that's too heavy for you? You have someone, a loved one at that. This was her husband. You're going down a dark hole. Someone is able to help you get out of that dark hole. Are you not going to take the help? You're drowning in a sea of emotions that are not serving you, that are making you feel depressed and barely want to get out of the bed and want to be in your home with all of the windows shut and all of the blinds closed and it's just dark and dreary in there. You have somebody that come to your door with light, with answers, with help, with assistance, with a shoulder to cry on, with a praying spirit. You have someone that shows up with that, and you're going to tell them no? You're not going to accept the help? She refused to accept the help from her husband. Why would we refuse help from someone who loves us and cares for us? Now, if it's somebody that's going to help you and then later talk about you and make you feel bad about accepting the help, okay, we don't want that type of people. But if it's a trusted source, someone that you can honestly lean on and that will do it in a loving manner, then accept the help. Get the help that you need so that you're not walking around heavy laden. Even Jesus said, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Her husband was trying to give her a break, trying to give her rest. She refused to take it. She was so dead set on getting everything in that bag. And he said, okay, if you want to get everything in the bag, fine, but let me put some of it in my bag so it doesn't cost us so much. What is you carrying around something that's way too heavy? What is it costing you? Emotional distress? mental clutter. You're not able to even sleep at night. You're up all night thinking about the problem. The problem has now become larger than you. The problem has now become more important than you getting adequate sleep at night. That means that it's too heavy. And a lot of times it's not ours to carry anyway. Jesus said, bring me every burden and every care. He's the heavy load sharer, and he can do something about your problems. If you don't want to allow someone else to help you, at least go to Jesus. He's the greatest help. You know what he said? The Bible says that he is a present help in time of trouble. Present, meaning that he's there right then and there. When the trouble happens, Jesus is there. He's always there. He said that he would never leave us and nor forsake us. So let him help you. If you don't want your husband, or if you don't want someone close to you to help you, take it to the Lord in prayer. Do whatever you need to do so that you're not carrying around these heavy burdens. That lady almost missed her flight. Her husband was like, we're going to miss our flight. The flight is boarding right now just because you want. And I think that they actually ended up missing their flight because they weren't able to check their bag. They ended up missing their flight. I think it cuts off like 30 minutes before or an hour before, something like that. Anyway, while she was wrestling with that bag, not letting her husband help her, refusing to accept help that was right there, and refusing to accept the fact that she didn't need everything that she was carrying in that heavy, overweight, overpriced bag. In the midst of doing all of that, she missed her blessing. She missed her flight. So now they're stuck in a situation. They had a connecting flight that her husband was arguing about. They weren't able to make their first flight, so they missed their connecting flight. So they arrived to their destination far later than they could have and should have had she just listened. Had she first not overpacked and got rid of the things that were no longer serving her and that she did not need for that trip. And then if she decided, I absolutely need those things, okay, then let my husband help me and put some of the stuff in his bag. If she was just a little bit receptive to help and feedback and not so stuck in her ways and what she wanted, you would have made her flight. Also, the lesson in that, who else are you impacting around you? Because she did that. She made her husband miss his flight. Who are you impacting around you because you won't unpack? Because you won't get rid of the dead weight, because you won't cut the fat, because you won't part ways with things that no longer serve you, because you won't journal your thoughts and declutter your emotions, because you won't get it out. So you're carrying around all of that. Some of us is carrying around a whole 7 or 8 or 9-year-old kid. Some of us have never addressed the issues that we dealt with as a child, the trauma, the hurt, the pain that we dealt with as children. We're carrying little her or little him around with us. And because your hands are full with carrying little you around, you don't have room to accept the blessings that are meant for big you. You can't even receive what you have in store for you because your hands are full with the past. We have to let go and move on. Address it if you need to address it. Get help with it if you need to get help with it. Literally do whatever it takes. Read a book, journal. Y'all know I was going to talk about journaling again. Journal. Do whatever it is that you need to do to let it go so that your hands are free to receive whatever is for you. That blessed me so well. I got the lesson right away. When I tell you I'm going home to look at things that are no longer serving me so that I can make room for what will serve me in the best way possible. So I hope that that helps you. That's it, girl. That's the lesson in today's Soft Skies session. I hope that you enjoy it. Thank you for subscribing. And if you are committed to not carrying around things that don't serve you, put this emoji in the comment section. I want to see if you got the lesson. I want to make sure that you are committed to the very best version of yourself. That version doesn't carry around junk in their trunk. That version releases. That version is receptive to goodness and mercy and the good things, not the things that no longer serve you. So put this emoji in the comment section and let me know that you are in it to win it. Thank you so much, girl. Remember, you are that girl. You're that deal. You're fearfully and wonderfully made. You're amazing. You are amazing. You are one of the greatest wonders of this world. You're the most incredible thing that God ever thought to create. And he took his time with you and did his big one with you. So act like you know it, girl. You're the main character. You're the it factor. You're that girl. So show up like her every single day. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.